Hi, my name is Nico Yankovic. I'm going to be going over question number 5 on exam 2. The question reads, according to a study done by Wakefield Research, the proportion of Americans who can order a meal in a foreign language is 0.47. Question A says, suppose a random sample of 200 Americans is asked to disclose whether they can order a meal in a foreign language. Describe the sampling distribution of PN, the proportion of Americans who can order a meal in a foreign language. Be sure to verify the model requirements. B reads, would it be unusual that in a survey of 200 Americans, 80 or fewer Americans can order a meal in a foreign language? Why? Okay, so start off establishing the variables that we know, which we have P is given in the problem as 0.47, and N is also given in the problem, which is 200. So step 1 for A would be verifying the requirements that this is a problem with normal distribution. The first requirement is met because we know that 200 people is less than 5% of the American population. The next thing we have to do is use our formula NP1 minus P. When we plug that in, we get 200 times 0.47 times 1 minus 0.47, and that equals 49.82, which is greater than or equal to 10. So step 2 is finding the mean and standard deviation. So we know what the mean is because it's equal, the mu of p hat is equal to p hat, which is 0.47 given in the problem. So we know the mean the mean is 0.47. So then to find the standard deviation, we have our formula sigma p hat equals square root p times 1 minus p over n. We plug in our information and we have 0.47 times 1 minus 0.47 over 200, and this is square rooted. And when we solve this, we get 0.035. So for number B of the same problem, step 1 is, so we have to put 80, which is given in the problem, because it's looking for, would it be unusual that 80 or fewer Americans can order a meal in a foreign language. So we have to put 80 over 200, and we see that that proportion is about 0.4. So then we have to use our formula here, our z-score formula, which is 0.4 minus 0.47, the previous proportion, over 0.035, which is the standard deviation, and that's equal to -2. So we go to the z table, and we find -2, which is right here. And it's just -2, it's not -2 point anything, so it's the first number right here, which is 0.0228. And you'll see that right here, -2 in the z table translate to 0.0228. So step 2 would be interpreting these results, and we say it would be unusual because the probability that 80 out of 200 can order a meal and 80 out of 200 Americans can order a meal in a foreign language is only 2%, and this is less than 5%, and anything less than 5% is considered unlikely or unusual in statistics. Thanks.